Hey guys, today I'm playing Guild Wars 2 and seeing how it plays in 2023. Now, I actually bought this game when it first came out, and I played it quite a bit. I didn't hit the level cap, but I got to like level 40 or so, and I got back into it around 2018. I played it for a bit, but kind of fell off of it before too long. But I know two expansions have come out since it launched, and so I'm interested to see how the game is today and how the new player experience is. So I'm gonna be jumping into it, trying it out for about an hour, and then giving you guys my first impressions. But my account that I originally used, it got locked out for security reasons, and I've contacted customer support. They haven't been able to unlock it yet, so just made a new account. This game is free to play now, so you can go ahead, jump into it, don't have to spend any money on it, and be able to get quite a bit of playtime out of it. I also played this game. I started filming this video, played it for about 45 minutes, and then realized I forgot to unmute myself at one point. So that's the thing. But here I am, take two. I'll let you know when we get back to the point that I was at when I stopped making the video. So you'll know when I start getting into stuff that I've experienced the first time. But let's go ahead. Enough of a disclaimer. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is the character I made before when I was filming this video for the first time, which was like an hour ago when I played 45 minutes of it. But let's go ahead. We'll make a new character so we start from the beginning, start fresh. So first of all, I'll walk through character creation, although I know what choices I'm going to make now. I'm basically just going to recreate that character you just saw. But here are the races. There's Char, which is kind of like an anthropomorphic lion with like horns on it, or like around its head. And then there's humans, pretty classic standard MMO character race. And then Norn, which look humanoid, like they just kind of look like really buff, tall humans. And then Asura, which are these like little creatures that are really intelligent, but not super brawny on their own, at least relative to Norn anyway. And then we've got Sylvari, which are these like plant people. And I think that's the one that's gonna be the most interesting to play as, so let's go with that. Let's go ahead and play as a guy. Now the classes, we got Warrior, which is going to be like standard tank, fighting, melee weapons. Guardian, which I'm guessing is just kind of like a tankier warrior. And then Engineer, that's going to be using different mechanisms, turrets, a pretty steampunk vibe to it, but also some guns and various other weapons. Thief, this is the class I played as when I first started. I play as an Asura Thief, so small guy running around, dashing around the battlefield. But this is basically a rogue class, so you use daggers, pistols. You can kind of like teleport around the battlefield a little bit. You do like rolls, but it's pretty quick, evasive. And then Ranger, that's probably going to be using a bow. It does have a pet companion, which is something that's definitely a point in its favor. And then we've got Mesmer. This is one of the mage classes, but it's one that's like about illusions, not something I ever dug into too much. And then Necromancer, which definitely sounds the coolest. Using dark magic, summoning minions definitely sounds like like, thematically, what I'd be most into. And then Elementalist, which is more of a classic mage using different elements to attack with. But I think Necromancer, that's the one I'm going to go with. So let's go ahead and pick him. So height, let's go ahead, like, kind of average. And then physique, let's go ahead and hide the armor. We got this leaf here to make it a little tasteful, make it appropriate for streaming. And let's see what the options are. Okay, I do like this kind of toned look rather than just this like kind of flat. Looks like he's wearing a t-shirt under it. But let's go ahead and go with that one for now. And I mean, he's a mage. He doesn't need to be like really like burly. Let's go ahead and go with this one. And then for skin color, since it's a necromancer, I do like the idea of like a plant-based necromancer, like dealing with death but made out of a living plant. So let's go ahead with one of these like darker skin tones. Let's see. I think this one is like the best balance. And then skin pattern, we've got different patterns across our chest and arms. Probably not going to see this because, like most MMOs, it's kind of like you customize your character and then you put a helmet on him pretty quickly. So pattern color, I'm thinking overall I want this like black and blue color scheme. So let's go ahead. Let's go with that one. And then glow color, I forgot before I started playing it, but the Sylvari actually have like a glowing tone, like color coming from their skin. So you can choose what color they glow when you go into dark areas. Let's go ahead and find one that kind of complements that skin pattern. So I think that one is pretty good. So yeah, let's go ahead and choose that. Turn the lights back on. And go ahead and put his clothes back on as well while we're at it. So we've got quite a few hairstyles, and I like that they really commit to the theme of like a plant person. So all of the hairstyles are like leaves or bark. So I definitely like the look of that. And while I was looking through it, this one where it's kind of like bark coming out of it looks pretty cool and, you know, tempting. But it looks more of like, if I was an elementalist, I'd definitely go with that one. But I think this mohawk definitely speaks more, like it definitely says necromancer more than the other one does. So again, going with the black and dark blue. Let's see what hairstyle fits that dark blue color. So let's see. I feel like these are a little too bright. That one's a little too green. Let's see. Okay, maybe that one. Let's see what else we got. Alright, looks like this blue area is gonna be what we're gonna go with. Just a little bit darker. Okay, let's go with that one. And then for the face, okay, I do like that one. And some of these come like very leaf based. And I want something that looks a little more durable than that. So let's go ahead and do the spark one. Skin color, we've already chosen that, going with this like dark gray skin. And then ears, we got a few options. Some of them, like usual, a lot of them look like leaves. Or this one looks like a rosebud. But let's go ahead and see what else we got. I'm gonna go with this one. Let's see, try to make it kind of match with the rest of the face, so it's kind of all in line, you know, blends together. And then face details, once it gets to like sliders for each part of the face, I'm like, okay, this is a little bit too much. Also, it's a little too much freedom for me that sometimes I try making it look good and it just turns out looking really weird. So, you know, let's go ahead, stick with the default so we don't accidentally make it a monstrosity. But all of these sliders, they look good to me. And then armor dyes, you can choose the colors. And it looks like ebony's the darkest one. So I want mostly black and then that blue highlight. This looks like a little too much blue. Again, okay, there we go. This seems like a good balance where it's like highlight to get lines of it, but it's not just like one solid piece like this one is. So let's leave it at that. And then back to ebony. Okay, that's too much. Okay, that's not bad. And then, yeah, that's a bit much. So again, let's go with this, you know, get those highlights, but not overwhelming blue. And then finally, I can't see the shoes. Oh wait, zoom in. Oh, okay, so this is zoomed out. So I guess the game's not really designed for an ultra-wide monitor, because even when I'm zoomed out, it's cutting off, I can't see the like the actual shoes themselves. And I thought that was an issue because before I couldn't get to the settings screen to like set my resolution and everything. But now I was able to do that when I played for 45 minutes an hour ago. And so I guess we just gotta go with that and hope that looks good. Now, as you go through, we're gonna answer some questions to kind of like define the like personality of your character. So first of all, a necromancer's closest companion is death. In acknowledgement of this, I mark my face with the symbol of a trickster demon, skull, or ghostly wraith. Now I think as a necromancer, the skull is going to be the most appropriate to what my character is all about, so let's go ahead with that one. Also, I think it looks the coolest, so definitely points for that. Trouble may follow me, but I use my charm, dignity, or ferocity to overcome it. Now, ferocity, it's saying, like, I'm ferocious, threatening violence gets me further than anything else. I'm a natural, though I do try to use my powers of intimidation for good. As someone who uses magic, I feel like ferocity is not the best, like, trait. Let's go ahead and do dignity. I think like a calm, level-headed, dignified necromancer sounds a bit cool. I dreamed of a quest that caused me to action. It was a vision of the White Stag, Green Knight, or Shield of the Moon. Now, White Stag, it sounds like this kind of defines your starting quest line. So White Stag is about tracking down a creature, an immortal beast with great power. It's said that the stag will trade a magical boon for its freedom, if I can catch it. Green Knight. I saw a powerful knight in green armor, his face obscured. He was defeated but did not submit, was killed but did not die. Dare I face him in battle? I think that's going to sound a little more exciting, so let's go ahead with that one. I believe that the most important of Antari's teachings is, act with wisdom but act. All things have a right to grow, or where life goes, so too should you. I think, let's see. Act with wisdom but act, I think, is the most interesting. Let's go ahead with that one. The pale tree awakened me during the cycle of dawn, cycle of noon, cycle of dusk, or cycle of night. Now, I think for a necromancer, night sounds the most appropriate. Sylvari awakened at night are secretive and cautious with information. We make our own decisions and we come and go as we please, nimble of mind and body. So, we'll go ahead with that. Though trouble may follow me, I overcome it with dignity. The pale tree awakened me during the cycle of night, and the most important of Atari's teachings is, act with wisdom but act. While in my dream, I dreamed of the Green Knight, and I'm called to find him. A necromancer's closest companion is death. In acknowledgement of this, I mark my face with the symbol of a skull. This is my story. Signed? Now, I tried doing Leviatros, but one of my old characters already has that name on my other account, so I'm gonna have to change it up a bit. So let's go ahead, since we're a necromancer, let's see if we can do Leviatros Mancer. Alright, not the most, like, it's not the name that rolls off the tongue the best, but, you know, we'll go with it.
25 years ago, my people first appeared in Tyria. The pale tree flowered, and the firstborn awakened. The dream contains my racist
I'll go ahead and let
memories.
this cutscene play
We
out.
gain awareness here, and then awaken into the world. The dream fills me with knowledge, and is my connection to others. It is my inspiration, my guiding light. While here, I have discovered my purpose. To face evil and destroy it. Even now, I sense my destiny calling me to awaken. My time is soon. Nature and goodness are under siege. All life hangs in the balance. If Tyria is to survive, it will need us. If we fail, the dream will be consumed by nightmare, and Tyria will wither and die. I dream of battle. The voices of my people whisper of warfare and the storm of combat. I see a knight in armor, fierce with challenge. He offers me the gift of courage. The dream hints at my future. I see friendly faces, good and noble folk. They need me. I must keep them safe. The devouring force threatens all of Tyria. I will stand against that danger. On this, the eve of my awakening, I feel fire in my blood. And yet I sense darkness approaching. Something intrudes upon the dream. It blocks the path to my awakening. Before I can enter the world, I must first face this evil and vanquish it. I am summoned by the dream. This is my story.
Alright, so intro cutscene there. And what happened before was that I let the cutscene play out, and I didn't want to do that transition to get back to this. So I just controlled it through OBS, and I forgot that it didn't unmute me. So this is the point where I started playing and was muted the whole time without knowing it. So lesson learned, not gonna make that same mistake twice. But now we're here, so moving around, use WASD and keys to move your character, click on this hand to close it. And so we can also use the right mouse, right click it, and then move around to control it. I will say, coming from Final Fantasy XIV, where A and D would rotate the camera like this, having this game like sidestep you, it threw me off a little bit, but I've gotten used to it already. So first of all,
Can you see me?
let's go ahead and talk with the spirit.
Dreamer, I am Keith. I need your help. Can you hear me where you are within the dream?
Within the dream? What does that mean? Why do you look transparent?
I am Interior, a land far away. Soon you'll awaken here, but for now you live in the dream. I can't explain right now. We must hurry. Something is poisoning the dream.
Poisoning the dream? Of course I will do whatever I can to help you. But why me?
Your spirit is strong. Do not underestimate yourself. Head to the far embankment, and I'll meet you there.
Alright, so we gotta run past the Nightmare Hound, so I'm not supposed to fight them yet, just keep on running. And yeah, when I thought of Guild Wars 2, I was kind of like, oh yeah, the MMO where it has this like art, like painted style where you can almost see the brush strokes and like this like watercolor art style to it. So I definitely like that part of it. It definitely helps it stand out and make it a bit more distinct than just like a generic fantasy look. And I forgot the cutscenes have this like mix of 3D models and then these like those watercolor 2D like art pieces. And yeah, I like that they actually fit your character in it. It's not just like you see other characters or they're like talking to you. And while some games like they use like motion comics basically for their cutscenes and it just kind of looks low budget, in this game with like the commitment to that like painting style, it feels like it actually looks pretty good and doesn't feel like a budget compromise. Like it looks like they actually had a vision for it and made it look good rather than just making it convenient. So we woke up this guy who doesn't look too happy. So yeah, that was like a tree dragon, but I think in this game, dragons are like really rare and really intimidating, so I guess it's just a dragon looking like, you know, botanical garden piece that we have to fight. Alright, I'm just kind of getting thrown around here, but we've got a few people to help us at least. Let's go ahead and take out these hounds before we focus on the big guy. Alright, cleared out a little bit. Let's go ahead and just keep swinging our hatchet at it, hacking away at him. Alright, if we keep this pace up, then eventually he'll lose his left arm. We just need about 2 hours of uninterrupted attack. Alright. I'm not exactly sure what causes my attacks to get disrupted. Okay, I'm about to die. And if you die in the dream, you die in real life. Okay, I'm getting rooted, like, literally. Okay, he's almost done. Oh, this is the shadow of the dragon. So it actually is dragon, but just a shadow. It's not a full-on dragon yet. I think if I was killing dragons at level 1, that'd be a little OP, especially by the time we hit the level cap. All right, Bert, first boss fight down.
Where am I? I was fighting a great evil. Are we safe? Keith! Where is Keith?
Steady, sapling. You just woke. You were calling out in your dream. Keith was just here, but she had to go speak to the Pale Tree.
She and I fought side by side against the poison in the dream. I saw the shadow of a terrible dragon, and I felt the dream call upon me to defeat it.
By the tree. A wild hunt so soon, and such a momentous task. To be a valiant of the wild hunt is a difficult charge. Bear this calling with pride.
I will. But how do I begin? One does not simply awaken and rush off to face a dragon.
You start here in our forest. There were others hurt in the dream. They could use your help. Besides, it'll be fine training for a new valiant.
Alright. Fighting the Nightmare completed. So we got a hatchet and 1186 XP.
That's cause for celebration.
Okay, we leveled up already. That's good. Character Adventure Guide. The Character Adventure Guide displays additional objectives for your character while leveling. Complete these to earn extra experience. So, first of all, let's go ahead and equip that hatchet that we got. It's a bit more powerful than our current weapon. And then, following this, we have to go speak to this woman.
Welcome to Astoria. As you journey forth into the unknown, know that you are not alone. Seek guidance from those who make their homes here, and help them in a time of need. The path ahead is yours to choose.
So I will say, one thing that kind of took me a little bit to get used to is when you talk to a character, you can't just right-click on them and it'll automatically start talking with them. You have to click on them and then press F to actually trigger it. And so, it's not a big inconvenience, but it's just something that feels a little, like, I don't know, it feels a little, like, whiny to be like, oh, I gotta press F, but it's something that just kind of, like, adds a little too much friction for a game, or just kind of, like, doesn't feel as cohesive as I would like to. But moving on, we got these like heart icons on the map that I just showed us, which are areas that you go to, and then you kind of do these activities to make progress to fill up this bar, and kind of, you know, make progress in this area. We farmers have a lot to contend with out here. The wardens do what they can, but it's not enough. Could you lend us a hand? What do you need me to do? These hungry moas need to be fed prickly fruit, and if you find termites or termite larvae, give them a friendly squish. I'll lend a hand. So, yeah, you got these little objectives you can work on. You know, you can fight these termite larvae. So just hack away at them until they're done for. Let's go ahead and fight 2 more of these guys and then beat some moas. Now, I will say, when it first started, like, when I first talked to her, and she's like, we need to feed these moas. I was like, oh, this is going to be a pretty long activity. But then I was like, oh, you can also, you know, kill larvae and stuff like that. I was like, okay, this is a little more exciting, so. You know, at least gives you some options. That's like, if you want to fight stuff, there's some enemies you can fight. If you just want to, like, go around, interact with stuff, then you can do that too. Which, I was kind of wondering, like, I feel like any MMO, the combat's going to be really one of the most important parts of the game. So just kind of going around interacting with stuff. I guess if you want like a more story-based or kind of like helping stuff rather than just like killing everything you see, then you can do that as well. But I also feel like I didn't realize until just now that's like if you're playing as a healing class or something like that, or a tank, maybe fighting enemies isn't going to be the most fun because it's just going to feel a lot like it's taking a lot longer than it should. So having some activities that, regardless of how much damage you deal, you just interact with stuff in the world, might make it a bit more efficient to level up and complete it than just feeling like you're always fighting, but, you know, less efficient than you should be. But we have these icons here. 2 of these I think is just going to prompt me to buy an expansion pass, which I'm not going to do because I'm just kind of trying this game out. And also this is my backup account, so I can't log into my main account. But let's see, we got these icons, so. Level 2 rewards, +7 primary attributes. Hero panel. You've just received a weapon. Your hero panel displays items from your inventory that you can equip, as well as your character stats. Open it by clicking the icon in the top left or by pressing the H key. So let's go ahead and take a look at our equipment. So far we just have that hatchet that we already equipped the better version of. Your stats have improved. Power increases damage, precision increases critical hit chance, toughness decreases incoming damage, vitality increases health. Weapon skill level 2. You've unlocked your second weapon skill. Press 2 or flick your second hotkey to unleash your new attack. So, first up we got Rending Claws. That's like our basic one. Slash your foes twice with ghostly claws to make them vulnerable. Vulnerability applied increases damage against foes below the health threshold. And then level 2 skill is Ghastly Claws. Summon Spectral Claws to slash your foe in a quick flurry of strikes, gaining life force per strike. This attack deals increased damage per attack of vulnerability on your target. So it increases our... Okay, we get life force per strike. So it sounds like we use Rending Claws to add, like, pile up stacks of vulnerability, and then Ghastly Claws to kind of cash them in, do extra damage. And then we unlocked this third skill. Let's go ahead and read it while we're on the topic. Unholy Feast. Cripple nearby foes and convert their boons into conditions. Release an Unholy Burst on foes below the health threshold. And then Unholy Burst. Invoke an explosion of dark energy at the target foe's location, damaging nearby foes. And that's all for this one. And then here, thanks from the farmers of Astoria. The farmers told me how thankful they are for your help. Their fields have been a lot healthier with less termites around. As a warden, I also give you my thanks. You've done us all a great service. Warden Delilah. So we got 45 coins, 90 karma, merchant unlocked, Warden Delilah. So karma, it's a currency that you can spend at that merchant, and you basically just kind of cash in karma to get items. But, you know, I looked at it before, and it wasn't anything I knew what to do with yet, so I was just kind of like, alright, I'm not going to worry about this for now. And we unlocked inventory. Things like bags, weapons, and armor can be equipped. Open your inventory with the I key and double-click in equipment to equip it. So all we got so far is that inferior hatchet, so nothing to write home about. Player versus player. Take capture points, slay enemies, and earn rewards in a player versus player team battle. Click the cross swords icon on the top left of your screen to enter PvP, which boosts your level to 80 for the duration of the fight. Yeah, when it unlocked PvP at level 3, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get decimated from the very beginning. But, you know, it boosts you to level 80, so that's helpful. And I'm guessing it also gives you the skills that you would have at that level, because otherwise, I mean, me going in there, even if I'm level 80, but all I have is Rending Claws and Ghastly Claws, I'm not gonna last too long. But, oh no, I'm guessing they make it a little bit balanced, so it's not just like, they're not just inviting noobs to get decimated and try to sell that as the PvP experience. So level 4, you got weapon skill 3 unlocked, which you already took a look at. And then banking. Visit bankers in cities and towns to deposit items and view your collectibles. Some items, like crafting materials, can be deposited from anywhere by right-clicking the item in your inventory and choosing Deposit Material. And we've also got Points of Interest. Points of Interest are now shown on your map. Find them to gain experience and reveal new map locations. So, Points of Interest, kind of like landmarks that, I guess if you visit them, you know, you get some XP, so if you don't want to fight all the time and just kind of like grind that way, you can just explore the world and make progress still. Now, let's go ahead, head up here and see what they need. Defeat undead, revive territory markers, rebuild fortifications, and spar with local wardens. So I feel like it's going to be kind of tough to be able to understand like what item you're interacting with, what that relates to. Because like these scale drakes, I don't know if there's another one of these things around here that makes progress on it, or if it's just kind of like a random ecosystem that you can go in and like slaughter. But let's go ahead and fight these Thrall for now. And I kind of want to try all of these at least once, although I did not have very much luck finding fortifications to rebuild. But the Wardens, you can talk with them. Would you join me for a friendly duel? Waiting for battle grows tiresome. Then battle you shall have. Glad to hear it. Don't disappoint me. Don't worry, that won't be an issue. So you can just spar with Wardens to make progress. Okay, yeah, they're really not that strong, so I don't feel like this little village outpost is the most safe, but, you know, better than nothing, I guess. Okay, one of the other things you can do to make progress is go interact with these wither territory markers, and then press F to replenish them. But I don't see like any visual indicator that I completed what it was supposed to do, so just kind of have to look at the progress bar and see if it's actually counting. Alright, another dead Thrall. And Let's see, what else can we do? There's definitely plenty of wardens to spar with, so let's go ahead and fight a few of those. The undead attack without reason or remorse, so we must respond in kind. They'll be more than happy to take your life. Thanks for the warning. So I guess we can't fight with these wardens, so let's go ahead and head over to the entrances and spar with those guys.
Be careful.
I've never been comfortable with battle. I must face my fears. Would you care to spar? Absolutely. Ready yourself. I'm giving it my all. Me too. So the longest part of this process is waiting for them to bow, because you can't actually do damage to them until they do. So it's just kind of like staying there for a moment and then very quickly taking them out. Now let's go ahead and fight an actual Thrall instead. Alright, so we completed this little area. Way from Wardenhurst. It was great meeting you. You were a big help to us while you were here. It's a huge burden on us trying to protect Astoria. We surely have been lost if you hadn't been here. Warden Jemai. So we got 45 coins, 90 karma, and unlocked a new merchant. Let's go ahead and talk to them just to kind of see what they have for sale. Although I'm not too optimistic about it. Thank you for the help. The Wardens are better for having known you. Do you have anything to commemorate my time with the Wardens? So we have an emblem that gives us 3 vitality, a mace, which is... Okay, it's not usable by necromancers, so not good, not any help to us at the moment. Tiny sharpening stone, double click to consume. Enchantment. Gain power equal to 1% of your precision, plus 10% experience from kills. Okay. Oh, it's a consumable. It only lasts 15 minutes, so not like that is pretty good. Plus 10 XP from kills, but you know, you're gonna have to buy a lot of them to get a long-term boost out of it. Tasty cake. Nourishment for 15 minutes. 4% magic find, plus 10 XP from kills. Alright. Let's go ahead and just save up our karma for now. And I was kind of wondering where to go, like, you know, as a new player, if I'm just going to these different heart icons and clearing out those locations, am I actually making progress with the main story? But with this compass in the top right, kind of feels like it helps us make sure that we're not wasting our time or making sure that we're going in the right direction. So let's go ahead and follow it. Help lost hounds, play with pups, and kill pests. Okay, I'm not... is the mosquito a pest? Alright, he killed it before I could find out. Okay, mosquito larva. They're probably good to destroy. Yeah, that mosquito wasn't happy about that. Okay, I am making progress, so I guess these are the pests that they were talking about. But yeah, they're really weak pests, though. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's play with some pups. Okay. Doesn't take long, but, you know, counts as progress. It's definitely a bit faster than fighting a mosquito. A bit more fun, too. So what happens when we shake this? I don't know what that did. I don't see any status effects. I don't know what it's actually doing behind the scenes, but oh well. Let's go ahead and get rid of some more pests. Okay, level 3 mosquito. Hopefully that gets up a little more of a fight. Okay, not too much longer of a fight, but it's something. Let's go ahead and take these mosquitoes on. Okay, making progress. Let's go ahead, take out these larvae.
my talent grow.
Alright, so... You know, I think playing with pups was a little more fun than taking those guys on. I mean, if you gave me the option of, would you rather play with puppies or swat mosquitoes? I'd probably prefer to play with puppies. But let's go ahead and talk with this merchant and just see what they have for sale. What we can spend our karma on. Got any tools for a packmaster in training? Jar of Ooze, +3 vitality. Tiny sharpening stone, tasty cake. Alright. So a lot of the same things. Only difference was that that jar of ooze, which isn't exactly something that I'm sold on. Oh, did I not? Oh, okay. I guess you unlock the merchant when you complete it. You don't have to like click on this to get it. Although I think you do have to click on this to actually get the karma and coins from it. Greetings from the puppies. They're growing happily and healthily. I think they miss you. They spent a whole afternoon sniffing around for you after you'd gone. Visit again soon. Scruffy says woof. Danador. Okay, well, that was a surprisingly nice letter that we got. But let's go ahead. Okay, I think I'm going the long way around. I want to get to the next heart activity, so let's go around this way. Oh, we also have a level up notification. Level 5 rewards. +7 primary attributes. New profession skill unlocked. Rally unlocked. So our profession skill. You've unlocked your profession skill. Press F1 to enter Death Shroud, where you'll get a new skills and lose life force instead of health. Okay, I was curious, because this said, like, this, you gain life force per strike. And I was like, okay, I guess that is a healing ability. But it seems like life force is a different bar that just kind of powers up or is like mana or the timer for Death Shroud. And then Rally unlocked. You now enter a down state when your health reaches 0. Press 1 to fight for your life, or press 4 to mend yourself. Afterward, your health is lower for a while, so be careful. Okay, sounds like it's a kind of like fight for your life mode in Borderlands. But upcoming level rewards, at level 6 we get offhand weapon slot unlocked, also fine equipment. At level 10 we get personal story unlocked, and then level 11 we get 5 hero points. So I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll find out when we get there. Now, let's go ahead and explore this area. Burn undead corpses, smash noxious plants, protect wardens, and battle the risen in Sleeves Inlet. Okay, here's one of those risen guys. Oh, is this a corpse we can burn? Yep. Oh, okay. He didn't like that. Alright. Wasn't too difficult, at least. Oh, here's a noxious plant. Let's go and take that out. Alright, seemed easy enough. And let's go ahead and resurrect this warden. And this is the area I was at when I realized that I was muted before, so, you know, I kind of know this area and this, like, hard activity here. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting that, so. This is, we're getting to where I don't know what's happening. Okay. I think I'm going... Okay, yeah. I think I'm going too far away from the actual objective area, that if I start fighting enemies, it's not going to be actually tracking it. So let's go ahead and revive this guy. Now I'm aware that when I revive him, a giant worm may appear out of the ground that I have to fight with, so... Yep, as usual. So let's go ahead and fight this grub. There we go. And let's go around up this hill. Oh, it looks like there's a waypoint right there, so let's go ahead and unlock that. There we go. It would definitely be pretty annoying if we had to teleport back here and couldn't because we didn't walk the, like, 20 feet it took to get over there and actually unlock the waypoint. Alright, let's go ahead and jump down here and keep battling. Okay, I don't know where the Risen actually are. I mean, here's noxious plants. I guess we'll just do those for now since I don't see any of those arisen nearby. Oh, well, there's a corpse. Let's go ahead and see if we can burn that. Okay, he's already up and aware of us. Invulnerable? Okay, that was weird. Let's see. We got some more noxious plants. Okay, we're getting close to completing the objective for here. Okay, I feel like one more noxious plant will get us there. Let's see if we can find one nearby. Okay, there's one. I saw it. Oh, well, let's go ahead and take out or revive the Sporting Scout. It seems a bit closer. I'm interested to try out this Death Shroud because I haven't used it before, but I feel like already all the enemies are pretty easy, that just doing Death Shroud would be overkill on them. So let's go ahead and stick to our basic skills, but if we see, by the end of it, if we get to like almost an hour and we haven't used it yet, we'll like use it on whatever enemy we have to use it on. If it's a mosquito or a larva, so be it, but let's go ahead and learn how to dodge. Although okay, so you just, oh, I'm out of energy. But yeah, you just double tap a direction, so I don't know why I have to go to a specific location to learn that, but let's see. Let's go ahead and talk with her. Dodge to avoid danger by pressing the V key or by double tapping a movement key. While dodging, you're temporarily invulnerable. The yellow endurance bar above your health drains with each dodge, but it will recover over time.
Our deeds are reflected in the dream.
How perplexing. Every time I try to pass this ring of mushrooms, I'm forced back, but I really want to see what's in that box. Let me try. I've heard of a technique called a dodge roll. Perhaps that will get you through. Sounds promising. I'll give it a try. Okay, that's pretty simple. So now there's this chest here. Mighty country boots. Alright, let's see if that was worth it. Oh, we actually got quite a few items since we last checked. To enhance mighty boots, double click to open. Contains boots that are more powerful than the standard level 5 boots. I guess we'll open it for like right now. Choose from duty bound duffers, homespun espadrilles, or ragamuffin toe shoes. Okay, so we can't use this one. Okay, so this is the only one we can use, so let's go ahead and take that one. Alright, here you want to select homespun espadrilles. Yes. Let's open it again. Okay, I think it's exactly the same item, so... I mean, since we already have one, let's see if any of these items have a better sell value. Okay, I can't see how much they sell for, so I guess let's go ahead and just take another copy of the only boots we can actually use. Equip that. Okay, soul bind it. I think that means where only your character can use it and you can't trade it, but, you know, again, I can't tell how valuable it is, and this is a backup account, so might as well use it. Then we've got the scepter. It's not as powerful, so I'll pass on that. Brittle bones, which is a trophy, and then boots, which both of them are not as powerful as the ones we got from that chest, so go ahead and just roll out. Alright, next, help Warden Brulins clear undead creatures in the area. Defeat Risen, burn their corpses, and stomp on corrupted grub holes. Okay, so this is the area I was in when I realized that the recording wasn't, or the audio wasn't getting recorded. So this is the area I recognize it, but I didn't complete it before ending the stream. So now this is the border where we get into stuff that I am not familiar with. I thought that other location was it, because it's like, hey, burn corpses and fight these Thrall, but I guess there's multiple heart icons that have you do that. But let's go ahead and clear up these notifications. You can now equip Fine Gear. It's distinguished by its blue name and improved stats. Offhand weapon. You've unlocked your offhand weapon slot. You can now equip foci, war horns, and daggers in the offhand slot. Weapon skill 4. You've unlocked your 4th weapon skill. Press 4 or click your 4th hotkey to unleash your new attack. Equipping a two-handed weapon or an offhand weapon will give you access to your fourth weapon skill. Okay, and now we got two choices. We can use a wood focus, weapon strength +6 precision, or a wood staff, weapon strength +12 precision. So this one's more powerful than this like cowbell is, in like both weapon strength and precision bonus, but this one's offhand. So you know what? I think instead of using a hatchet, I'd like to stand back, be able to cast spells from a distance, and so it sounds like that's what a staff would do. So let's go ahead and equip that. Upcoming level rewards. Oh, we get a rafter at level 10. Weapon swapping unlocked at level 10. Personal story, and then 5 hero points at 11. So let's go ahead and equip that staff we got. Is this another one of the same thing? Yeah. Okay, again, I'm going to take the boots that I can actually use, even though I don't need them. And then let's go ahead and equip the staff. Okay, let's see what our spells are now. Necrotic Grasp. Send out a grasping hand that damages foes in a line and grants you life force. Mark of Blood. Inscribe a mark that bleeds foes when they trigger it and grants regeneration to allies. Chillblains. Inscribe a mark that inflicts chill and poison on foes when triggered. Putrid Mark. Inscribe a mark that damages enemies and transfers your conditions to them when triggered. Okay, so it sounds like with the staff you kind of use spells, but you just like set down different circles to damage enemies and stuff like that. I feel like it's going to take a little bit of learning to get used to, but you know, these enemies are pretty easy, so sounds like a good time to try it. Oh, it's like a scythe? Oh. Okay, that's pretty cool. It's like a staff, but then the blade is like this dark shadow power. Alright, so I'm just sending out hands at this guy. Okay, was that Moa Bird helping us out? Okay, it does sound cool that we can send out hands from a distance, but since you kind of have to interact with all these guys to trigger them, you know, it's not a big advantage over melee combat. But, you know, it will pay off eventually. Let's see. Get some more corrupted grub holes to interact with, which is not a sense I was hoping to say anytime soon, but here we are. Okay, there's two more of them over here. I don't think it'll be too long before you complete this one. It's like part area. So yeah, it's been a long time since I played this game, but when I saw those heart icons, I was like, oh right, I forgot that was like a pretty big part of it, to kind of just do side quests, but contained to each area. So it like encourages to explore the map and do different activities. But I felt like before, sometimes they kind of felt like they overstay their welcome. But now I kind of feel like, I mean, sometimes it's like, oh, I gotta do like one or two more of them than I would like. And I mean, this one's kind of like, you know, feeling the same way. But I feel like it's not too bad. That's like, oh, I feel like I'm done with it, and then I have to do like twice as many as I would have liked. It's kind of like, as soon as I'm, like, I'll be like, okay, I'm kind of set on it. I think I've experienced enough, and it's like, okay, do it 2 more times, and then we're done. It's like, okay, it's not too bad, but still a little bit longer than I feel like the ideal balance of content would be. So now it's saying to complete nearby activities, which oh, defend the Savar Tower from the Risen. Okay. I guess let's go ahead and activate these horror pods if that can help. Let's take out this Thrall. Okay, yeah, they're actually kind of getting some damage in. This is a good time to actually use my marks. Okay. Morgan's Orchid Hero Challenge. Oh, I thought these guys were like platforming up this area. I didn't realize they were the enemies coming to attack it. Okay, I just realized we're playing Plants vs. Zombies. You know, if they put it in a different packaging, that we wouldn't notice, but saw right through it. It took me a little bit, but... Yeah, that must be a Norn Shroud, because that guy's pretty huge. Oh, okay, that's a big guy. Yeah, that's not any of the playable races. Nothing you can play as is going to be that massive.
The dream led me here.
Okay, we completed the defense, so that's good. Let's go ahead and read through these. From Kalik. I can't begin to express how much the undead distress me to my core. I'll never forget our experience at Sleeves Inlet. We nearly died. I want you to know that wherever you hunt takes you, you have a friend here. I got some money and
Something had to
karma
be
as
driving
usual.
those undead.
Sending
I
you all my
intend to
best
find
thoughts
out
and
what.
wishes for your happiness and security, Leviatris Mancer. I am in your debt. Our little undead problem seems to have abated slightly, but we still have much work to do. We've had a head start, thanks to you, Warden Brulins. Okay, level up. Level 7 rewards. Down skill 2 unlocked. You've unlocked your second downed ability. While downed, press 2 or click the second icon to make your target flee in fear. Vistas unlocked. Vistas are now shown on your map. Find them to see beautiful locations in a panoramic view. Black Lion Trading Company. Need a Black Lion chest key? Or maybe a stylish backpack? You can purchase those and more for gems in the Black Lion Trading Company gem store. Click the lion icon in the top left corner of your screen. So that's basically the microtransactions market, but at least a little props to them for holding it back to level 7 before you can start buying it. But these vistas, I kind of forgot about those. They're, alright, we saw all of these before. But the vistas are basically just platforming puzzles, and then you get up to this, like, viewpoint, this, like, vantage, and then you can... Just standing there gives you some XP, so it's kind of like, oh, if you want to, like, do platforming, that's another way to earn XP. It's not just kind of like, you know, do you want to get XP, or do you want to explore the world? It's like, oh, you can do both, and do both of them at the same time. Let's go ahead and use one of our marks. Alright. That paid off. Now let's go ahead and... these guys are aggressive, so you can't just run past them without, you know, getting attacked a little bit. But they're not too tough. I mean, I kind of want enemies that are a little tougher, just because I feel like a lot of my skills are, like, building up damage and being able to, like, cash that in later. And when the enemy takes, like, 2 basic attacks to kill, it's kind of like, okay, I don't really get to explore the combat and just, like, basically clicking on them, and then that's it. But, you know, I'm sure before too long I'm going to be fighting enemies that I'm going to be like, ooh, I wish they had a lot less health than they do. So, might as well appreciate it for now. When the fights are quick and you're getting XP at a pretty steady pace. Disrupt the Nightmare Court at Briarthorn Den. Speak with Alarin to enter Briarthorn Den inside. Inside, defeat Nightmare Duelists, reassure hounds, clear thorn barriers, and help captives. So do I actually have to talk with this person to get in there?
Be safe on my watch.
Quiet. My disguise may be convincing, but the Nightmare Court is ever vigilant. These are dark times. They're taking villagers from Astoria and turning them to their cause. Why are you disguised? We know the Nightmare Court is taking people, but we don't know how they're turning them. But with so many undead around, we don't have the numbers of an assault. Hiding and observing is all I can do. What can I do to help? When you're ready, you can don the disguise and infiltrate Briarthorn. I'm ready. I mean, I don't think this guy's met me, because I think he can send me in by myself and I can make a pretty good assault against them. I mean, I might only be level 5 or maybe 6 at this point, but I think relative to the world, I'm pretty powerful. Alright, let's hope they don't catch on to us. Okay. It's looking pretty cool, at least. Let's go ahead and get rid of these thorn barriers. The pup watches your every move. Its eyes are filled with curiosity. Play with the pup? Nightmare Court disrupted. Okay. I'm kind of curious what happens if you scold them, but I don't really have the heart to do that. The hound looks up at you with sad, lonely eyes. Console the pooch, drive the beast further toward the nightmare. Oh my god, that's so mean. Like, I typically like playing as the evil characters, but, I mean, threatening the beast... The Nightmare Court has clearly been harming the hound. Help the hound, threaten the beast so it knows who's boss. Okay. I mean... I like to be evil, but even that's too far for me. The pup... Okay, play with the pup. Okay. Let's go ahead and clear these thorn barriers. Console these imprisoned hounds. Comfort the animal. The only problem is that by doing this, we're gonna have a song written about us. That's because we let the dogs out. Oh wait, I don't want to leave Briarthorn just yet. I'm kind of surprised that Risen got in here, but no. Get a little combats mixed up, not too bad. Let's see, what else can I do? Oh, there's weak points? I mean, yeah, that seems like one of the best things we can do. Just imagining the guy that's like, okay, I need him to go in there and destroy these weak points so we can send our troops in for full assault and rescue everyone. And he's just watching me through the fence playing with puppies the whole time. He's like, alright. It's like, I need better troops than this. Help Elaine clear the spider cave. I can't tell where the spider cave is on the map. Okay. It's kind of far away, so I have to... First of all, let's go ahead and leave this Briarthorn area. And actually, this might be a good opportunity to use a fast travel point. Oh, we are close to an hour though, so let's go ahead and leave Briarthorn, and then, sorry, this Thrall's gonna have the worst day of his life, but let's go ahead and try out Death Shroud. So let's see, we learned Life Blasts. Send out a claw if it hits a foe and inflicts bleeding and chill on nearby foes, and you may cast Dark Pursuit as a shadow step to the initial target. Doom. Inflict fear on your foe. Life Transfer. Damage nearby foes and steal their life force. Alright, let's go off on this guy. Wait, I need to do this. Okay. I pressed 4 to try to get more life force before it, you know, I ran out and it kicked me out of that mode. But I wasn't able to get enough to sustain myself. So let's go ahead and see if we can fast travel. So this is where we're trying to go. And this looks like the closest fast travel point. So how do I actually go there? Am I in combat? No. Let's give that another shot. So I want to fast travel to this point. I guess that area is in combat, so can I... Okay, click to teleport. It's gonna cost 8 coins, but that's nothing to us. And let's go ahead and clear these out. Withering the Nightmare. I'm still impressed that you infiltrated the Nightmare Court. It takes a special kind of sneak to pull that off. My heart aches when I think about the terrible, terrorizing abuse they heap on the innocent. If they'd infect those poor souls with Nightmare, it would have brought suffering to the entire region. You have our thanks, Hilarion. Okay, and then we leveled up. Level 8 rewards, +7 primary attributes. Underwater combat unlocked. You've unlocked your underwater weapons. You will now be able to use weapon skills when you're underwater with an underwater weapon equipped. And then weapon skill 5. You've unlocked your 5th weapon skill. Press 5 or click your 5th hotkey to unleash your new attack. So that's Reaper's Mark. Inscribe a mark that inflicts fear on foes when triggered. And then, okay, we got some underwater stuff. So we have a trident. It's a 2-handed weapon. And then we have a cloth aqua breather. Skin locks, Okay. I guess we need that to breathe underwater and do underwater combat. It'd definitely be a lot less, you know, a lot less dramatic. It'd be pretty anticlimactic if you do unlock underwater combat, and you swim in to try it out, and then within 10 seconds you're like gasping for breath and you just have to swim to the surface. So definitely good to have. Let's go ahead and open these multi-bags. Got some crafting materials. 4 Enchanted Mighty Helm. So it looks like all of these, it gives you 3 choices, but only one of them we can actually equip, so let's go ahead. Yes, I would like to equip these. And, oh wow, I'm actually out of room, so I can't open more of them. But, let's see. This is less powerful, or it gives us 2 power. I guess that's a fair trade. I mean, we're not exactly close to dying anytime soon, so might as well use that. And let's see. Let's equip some stuff, and then we'll look back at the inventory. So yeah, let's equip this. Yes, so I'd like to soul bound it. Okay, we got a hood. That's pretty cool. It took away my skull face paint, so much for my reminder that everything comes to an end. But at least we have a hood out of it. And oh, this is actually quite a bit more powerful. So yeah, let's equip that. Got a skull mask. Oh, that was the... I didn't realize that was actually equipped. I didn't know that took up a slot. And yeah, this one has... We already dealt with that. Oh, I never... Wait. Oh, that's right. I equipped the staff instead of the offhand weapon. So let's go ahead. Okay, it's not letting me equip it for some reason. Okay, there we go. I don't know if it's because I was out of inventory slots, but oh well. So we got some new gear, but the color is definitely not matching the color scheme we've been going for. Customize. Select stats? Huh. That's interesting. So I definitely want power and probably precision as the other one. Yeah, let's go ahead and accept that. Alright, I didn't know you could actually do that. Customize this. Let's do same thing. Focus on power, and then precision as the secondary one. Alright, that's pretty cool. And then... I mean, I'm about to log off, so I'm not going to spend too much time optimizing my gear before I log off and maybe not come back to this game. But, you know, I'll save that for my first impressions. I mean, either way, this is a backup account, as I've mentioned already, so even if this is a game that's worth investing in keeping up with, I would want to keep that on a main account. A Mighty Helm. Okay, we already did this, so let's go ahead and skip it for now. Mighty Boots. Okay, we already did that 3 times, and now we can do another 3. Mighty Gloves. Let's go ahead and choose... Yep, that's the only one we can equip. And let's go ahead and equip that. And then leggings. Let's go ahead and get those. Equip. Yes. Okay. Looks like we've got the whole outfit now. So that's good. And yeah, we could go through... I think... Can you customize all of these? Okay, that's cool. I do like that. Like, I definitely wouldn't expect a game, an MMO, to let you choose the the stats on your equipment, especially this early in the game. But I definitely like that they can kind of build the character you want, and it just gives you like all the options to do that. So, you know, definitely unexpected, but very welcome. But, you know, we're at an hour now, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the first impressions of the game. So again, this is an MMO that I've played quite a bit before, so I have a little more familiarity with it than just playing it for an hour for the first time. But this is one that, like, yeah, I bought it, I did play it a lot, you know, it didn't hold my, like, honestly, I don't think there's been any MMO that I've reached the level cap on, so the fact that I didn't with Guild Wars 2, even though I bought it when it first came out, that's not necessarily a point against it, but I did enjoy it, and, like, I definitely spent a lot of time playing it. And this is one that, like, yeah, the combat's pretty good. You know, I do like that they give you multiple paths to gain XP. It's not just like, okay, like, I feel like WoW is the main one that's like, here's what you do to level up the fastest. If you're not doing that, you're kind of wasting your time. So it's like, yeah, you fighting enemies gives you XP. Doing quests is generally the way to get XP the fastest. But a lot of the quests are just fight enemies, stuff like that. And for me, that's kind of like what I'm looking for. I always play as DPS classes, so that's kind of what I want. But I feel like this is a nice alternative that's like you can explore the map, you can interact with the environment, do these little like side pieces, like go to different locations and interact with the environment and be able to level up that way. I think the vantage points is definitely, or the vistas is definitely something that's really unique to it. That's like you can do platforming and get up to the top and get XP from that. So I think this is a nice like alternative MMO that's not just combat grinding, that's it, like most other MMOs are. And yeah, I was surprised by the customization you can do at the beginning. And also the style of the game, the like I said, the watercolor, like you can see the brush strokes on it is something that really sets it apart and I like about it. And so one thing though is that the story and the writing hasn't really like piqued my interest or like really like caught my attention. It's something that's serviceable and it gets you like, you know, it gets you through it. I feel like the world of it, there's a little bit of interesting lore with the different classes or like the different races, I mean, that they all have their different society and the plant people being connected to the dream and stuff like that. But it's not something that I'm like the way it's presented or the dialogue, the love, like the writing itself isn't super engaging to me. So I would still like recommend Final Fantasy 14 if someone's looking for like a really story based game. And I kind of feel like Final Fantasy 14 is like one of the most popular MMOs. It's definitely a competitor of WoW, much more so than Guild Wars 2. But I feel like Guild Wars 2, I definitely recommend it if the style of the game is appealing to you. If you want to play an MMO but do more activities, stuff on the side, explore the world rather than just doing side quests and combat, then this is definitely the one for you. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. So there's my first impressions of Guild Wars 2. Hopefully that gives you an idea if it's the right game for you. And I will say, playing in 2023, very minor complaint. But like I've said, having to press F to talk with people rather than right clicking them just feels a little too much friction for something that should be pretty straightforward and smooth. But, you know, that's like a pretty small gripe, but still something I notice and am aware of. But overall, pretty good MMO. Combat's fun, plenty of stuff to do. And yeah, I think if you're playing this game, you can't really go wrong with it. And if you're really into that style of game, then I think this is the one for you. So thank you guys for tuning in. That's going to wrap up this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's because I play Persona 4 Golden in real time, so I stream every day and upload daily. And so if you want to follow along, feel free. Today was day 53, so we're still a bit of the ways into it, but in the overall like scope of it, with it being like a year-long journey, still plenty of content to follow along with if you want to jump in now. So either way, hope to see you guys around, whether it's this video or all of my videos. But thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow.